In this video, we'll have a more in-depth analysis on SS Lyra and Celebi. So she's a Johto Master Fair Grass Tech that I speak about, and she has good HP, good special attack. Attack is a bit low, but that is fine. Speed is okay, defense with defense is not bad. For passive, she has Johto Pipe. Basically, physical attack moves increase the more Johto Sync pairs you have on the team. Hassling hit 9, 100% chance to confuse, flinch and trap every time you attack, which is very broken. Being able to flinch 100% of the time is very broken. If you time your moves well, you can literally stop your opponents from moving permanently. Basically, flinch chain or something. Next passive, we have Ruthless 9. Basically, you -1 on the stats by 2 ranks every time you hit against a flinch, confuse or trap opponent, which is very easy to do, right? Hassling hit 9 can activate the flinch, confuse trap. Last passive is Turbo Turf 2. Quickly charges the gauge when crossing terrain. Really good as well. For moves, she has Crossing Glide, which is not a bad move, good move. You don't consume gauges when it's crossing terrain, which is very good. Basically a free move, right? Direct Hit O Plus, incredibly, like, I don't know why they put it on her, but okay. Max Crit, very good. Cross terrain, obviously good. What do I say? 50% extra damage for all grass type moves when cross terrain is active. She can basically buff all the grass types, right? And on top of that, she also has Focus of the Forest, +2 attack and special attack, and then you gradual heal, and then you can target it to your ally. So she can literally be played as a grass type support, right? Max Crit, can buff attack, special attack, can summon grassy terrain. She's the perfect partner for any grass type sync pair, which is very good. Sync move is Time Transcending Magical Leaf, increases when it's grassy terrain, which is easy to do. Overall, she is a really good sync pair. Let's move on to the sync grid. At 1 out of 5, she gets nothing, but 1 out of 5, she hits pretty hard with Nuke. DPS is okay. Nuke is pretty good, but then again, that 1 out of 5, you already get flinch, the 100% chance to flinch. You can already debuff. You already have the crit buff, this trainer move thing. You can summon crossy terrain. She's really good at 1 out of 5 already. 3 out of 5 just like gives her more damage. 2 out of 5, you get Fierce Entry 2, not really useful. I don't think this is useful. But Entry 2, not really useful as well, unless it's for Gauntlet or something. Other than that, it's not really useful. Pick here can be useful, depends on the stage. MPR 2, maybe if you want to like max attack or special attack, maybe. You have Verdant Immunity, this is not bad as well. Also depends on the stage, right? No status condition, not bad. Then we have Verdant Recovery 1, heals HP in crossy terrain, not bad as well. Good for Gauntlet, like long battles, right? You can heal up. 3 out of 5. You have Adrenaline 1, not bad, can be useful. So you have more room for error after you sync for the move queue and stuff, right? Stationary Target 3, good for DPS. Confusion Synergy 3, also good for DPS, which is both are very easy to do, right? Just use Crossy Glide and then you activate the passive already. Power Play, a really good multiplier. It caps at -18 debuffs, which is doable with Lyra since she has the passive, right? You can speed up the debuff process by having another debuffer on the team. Defense Crush 4 can be useful when you want to pair him up with like someone like Celine, right? Can debuff and then she can also benefit from crossy terrain. This one also you can give to like Celine, Solar Blade, right? Basically gives +1 physical move on next effect. Pretty good, but sadly only 2 users. So I guess it depends on your playstyle. We have MPR 2, really good, amazing for long battles. Mind Games 4, really good, can give it to like Brandon, right? Minus the spirit defense, Brandon can hit with Leaf Storm and benefit from grassy terrain as well. Now I have 4 builds to show you guys. The first one is like a hybrid build with both a mix of DPS and Nuke and MPR. This one is not a bad build. You can Nuke, you can do DPS, MPR. This build is more focused on damage. The next build is for physical, if you pair up with physical strikers, basically like Malo or Signal to Erika. You even have this Mighty Friend 9 for the physical move effect, which can be useful. And then since you're not gonna Nuke, if you have another like damage dealer, depends, you can Nuke with her, you can Nuke with like, let's say Erika, Signal to Erika. It depends. If you're not nuking with Celebi, You can take this stationary target 3 for more DPS, I guess. And then no gauges as well, which is great if it's crossy terrain. The next build is for special. Just now was for physical, this one is for special strikers. Like Brandon's Sleepstorm. With like Mind Games 4 to debuff special defense. Then you get like some DPS, I guess, since you're probably gonna nuke with like other people. Also again, it really depends how you play this. You can nuke with either one if you want, and just adjust the grid accordingly. This one is for long battles with Verdant Recovery 1. Long battles have for Gauntlet basically, for more survivability, and then also for the big nuke as well. Gauntlet, usually you wanna bring like a good sync nuker to like hold the HP bar. So time for a damage comparison. Let's compare the nuke first. I'll be comparing Lyra with Signal Suit, Erica, and Mallow. All of them are tags, so this should be a somewhat fair comparison. So this is the grid for Lyra with Power Play for the nuke, and that's really the only multiplier in the grid, but that is a good multiplier. Signal Suit Erica, we have Inertia, we have Super Infliction 9 for super effective up next when you Sunny Day, and then Solar Flare 5. Like, she has quite a lot of multipliers here. Mallow has Solar Flare 5, Critical Strike 1, Pecking Order, also quite a lot of multipliers. So how are they gonna compare? Let's see. So you can see Lyra does the most damage, 56, compared to Erica and Mallow. And I only put this at 12 debuffs, which is not the max cap. You can get it to 18 debuffs. I will show the full damage later on, but like, yeah, 12 debuffs, she can probably do it herself. If not, you can bring another debuffer to debuff. You have Erica, easy. I wouldn't say easy, but you can get to +4 speed with X speed. She has X speed, right? Solar Flare 5, and then the innate sync multiplier, which is Sun, easy to set up. Mallow, you have -6 attack for Pecking Order, easy to set up. You have Dropkick, does take time, but it's doable, or you can just bring another attack debuffer like Champion Iris or Master Royal. You need a Sun support, unfortunately. Crit Strike 1, easy to set up. Confuse, easy to set up. She has Teeter Dance, easy to confuse, AoE confuse. But Signal Suit Erica can set up super effective up next for herself if you use Sunny Day right before you sync, which you do need to time well. So it becomes 44k, almost similar to Mallow. Now I'll show you guys the damage calculation at 18 debuffs for Lyra, which will be this much. That is quite a lot. But remember, Lyra has crossy terrain here, right? She has crossy terrain here. Both Erica and Mallow don't have crossy terrain. What happens if you pair like Erica with Lyra or Mallow with Lyra? And then you have crossy terrain. Yeah, with crossy terrain, their sync damage are pretty much identical, almost the same. So yeah, this is insane nuke damage. Very insane nuke damage. So yeah, do you want to pull for her for the crossy terrain to buff your other grass types? I don't know, it's your choice. Let's compare DPS now. So for DPS, this is the grid. We have Confusion, Synergy 3 and Stationary 3. And I guess Defense Crush 4 for some debuff maybe. For Lyra. Erica, she has Ramming Speed 4 in the grid. Mallow has Charging Sun 3 and then Critical Strike 1 in the grid. So this is the damage for DPS. So you can see Mallow does a lot of damage, like insane damage for a 3 gauge move. And I mean, to be fair, Lyra has 0 gauge if it's crossy terrain, so technically she has infinite damage per gauge since it's 0 gauge, right? So the passive, we have Joseph Pride, assuming only 20%, damage can still increase, but this is only 20%. We have Confusion Synergy 3 as Stationary Target 3, easy to set up, just use Classic Glide. Easy. Also, she has a crossy terrain. Erica, Charging Sun 5, some easy setup. Ramming Speed, you do need some like speed support to get it to +6. You only get +4 from X speed. And then Mallow, Power Posture, -6 attack, same as a sync. Easy to, pretty easy to set up, but a bit time consuming. Confusion Energy 5, easy with Teeter Dance. Critical Strike 1, I don't have to explain this. Charging Sun 3, you need a Sun, another Sun sync pair. So similar to the sync nuke damage, we haven't taken into account the grassy terrain for both of these, and grassy terrain is a 50% increase in damage. So you multiply this 2 by 1.5 times and you get an insane amount of damage. Like, this is insane amount of damage, crazy damage. Like bro, Lyra has nothing on them, man. Like, it's not even close. Solar Blade and Power Whip, big damage. Quasi-Glide is still good, but like, the DPS is still good. Right, I'm not saying DPS bad. DPS is still really good. 9,000 per hit is pretty hard, but compared to 16k, almost 17k, this is crazy damage. And again, her damage can still increase with Shoulder Pride to 50%. So even at 50% Shoulder Pride, she still cannot beat both of them. So should you summon Signature Lyra and Celebi? In my honest opinion, this is a must-have sync pair. I've already showed you all the stuff already, right? She has so much utility. She is so good. Like, come on, she can max crit for your entire team. Strong nuke, strong DPS, 100% chance to flinch, confuse trap, can debuff, and lastly, the most important thing, grassy terrain to buff your already strong grass types like Brandon, Signature Erika, Milo. Like come on, this is so strong. And she's a Master Fair. Again, Master Fairs are very, very rare. So if you plan to summon her, what move level should you aim? Personally, it's either 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. 1 out of 5 for good nuke, decent DPS, can flinch, confuse trap. You also have grassy terrain, which is very, very good utility. Like 1 out of 5 is good utility. You can do nuke if you want to, but utility 4 out of 5. Nuke for 3 out of 5. Also more DPS, also can debuff more stuff. And then NPR grassy terrain for longer battles. So yeah, overall she is incredibly strong and a must-have in my opinion.